I don't know what's going on if anyone is out there. Yep, no idea what's going on. See if anyone comes back from chat. That was just weird. My computer locked up, dead set solid. I don't think I see that very often. Maybe once every 6 months I'll see it do that. It's fairly infrequent. Even the mouse wouldn't move. I'm glad we're back. Seems like the computer decided it was going to have fatigue today as well. Alright. Okay, well, as I was going to say, we've got a 1278. Let's see if this works. Yep. Yeah, Mara. Looks like the computer was fatigued. What have we got? A 3115? We've got a 3115 here. Okay, so no backlight. Well, first thing we'll do is disconnect that battery. Let's have a look at the connector. Pins look alright. Let's see if the microscope's even going to work. We don't have the switching system on yet. It's the only trouble when I reboot is that everything has to be started up again. I don't have it on automatic because there are some... Well, I think we might have found the fault already. What's the bet that's got something to do with it? I'm not sure what that part is, but looks suspicious. Yeah, I'm just going to bring up all the bits and pieces that I need to actually do work here. Hopefully we don't break anything. Let's see, start equipment. Oops. Just checking that still works. Okay. Multimeter, power supplier up. Hey, turn off. Alright, multimeter's good. Why do I not have a shell script for this yet? Let's see. Power supply is good. I think it's good enough. Hey, Warren. I forgot to... That's right. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. There's 2 pieces of equipment that turned up today. I've forgotten who sent them to me, but I'm going to bring them down and then you can all say, hey, it was me. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, I don't know who sent these, so if you did send them, put your hand up, please. But it looks like this is a... swing the thing back. Okay, it looks like that is a plunger system for UV cure material. And this is a plunger system for flux. So let's see if it's any good for the flux that we've got. I can't get the missus. She's busy with important things. She's dealing with her mermaid on Sims 4 or 5 or something, I don't know. It's on PlayStation 4. It's not our game. We actually no longer own a PlayStation. I think the last one I bought her a PlayStation 2, I think it was, many years ago. Oops. That was a great deal of fun. We really enjoyed that. Alright, this obviously does not work with the 30 milliliter syringes. It must be more of a 20 milliliter syringe. Sorry, 10. Let's have a look. What's the postmark? It was from China direct, so there's no real postmark. Okay, it is for a 10. So, yeah, that's how that would work. The only downside is that really for this, I never use a plunger because you're only taking out the tiniest amounts, and I tend to get it out just by knocking it on the desk. So I don't really need a plunger for it, but maybe later I can transfer flux into 10 ml syringes or something. Still convenient. What about this? This is also a 10 ml. This is a different design. Same sort of concept, but different design. I guess if you go through a lot of this stuff, then it's probably quite advantageous. Shame. I was thinking it might have been alright for this one. Which means now I've got to put the horse tranquilizer shot back into... back into there. That's going to be fun. The reason why it's fun is because you have to do a piece, otherwise you'll push the plunger, and anyway. I can't put the rubber cap on top of this, because if I do that and then put it in, it will force the contents out. So it's just going to have to now be a loose fit. No biggie. Did you get my email regarding pliers? I don't think so, Andrew. I don't think so. Maybe you did. I've been out of it the last couple of days, so I apologise. This is still going to be handy. I've just got to get suitable size syringes. Put them aside. The 3X. LA Buff 33, well, the person who sent this to me has already done a lot of testing on it, and they have concluded it's most likely the backlight. So we'll have a look. Warren, this fence is not quite done. I got some of the mesh up, but I haven't finished it. Let's see. I just simply ran out of energy. I could barely lift anything the other day. There we go. I'm just gonna... Paul does not know how to use these plungers. What are you talking about? The metal ones or these ones? Anywho, what I'm going to do is bring up a 3115 board view and schematic and then see if that part that's been knocked off has anything to do with it. What do you think about Apple moving to its own CPU lines for the Mac? I think it was pretty much expected. I think that it's been overstated just how powerful they are. They can be quite powerful for single tasks and stuff like that, but I think you'll find that the Intel chipsets stick around for a little bit yet for the high end. You'll see the Apple stuff encroach from the bottom going up. Why are you not opening? LaBeouf, well, they usually do some pretty good testing themselves, so, yeah, like I said, there is a part missing off there. It's been physically knocked off, and it's entirely possible. And besides, a visual inspection doesn't hurt straight up. Okay, so it's under the array of 2 plus 4, so let's see, schematic. Which one this one here. Your pull up for JTAG, DP mux, DisplayPort mux. And that's supposed to be active if low, and if that's been knocked off, so it'll be thinking that it's in some sort of JTAG display reset state. So that could actually be a problem. So what are you supposed to be? 10K resistor. Yeah, I think once you hit 40 plus, it does start becoming a little difficult to recover from such strains. When I was playing squash, and if I took a season off or whatever, like from an injury or something like that, then coming back was always a bit of a brutal process for a week or two. Week or two, and then you'd be right. But I gotta say, this has kind of hurt me a little more than I expected. There was definitely a part there, because we've got the end cap of that part on my solder point there. And I was an idiot. I should have only done one pad. I'm going to blame the fatigue on that one. I think Apple is capable of adding a processor to each resistor. I mean, there's still going to be a lot of things that we can fix on these machines, regardless of what processor or security they put on there. Like in this particular case, they're not going to be checking that resistor. So sure, there may be a greater number of faults that we can't fix, but it doesn't mean we can't fix anything. Okay, 10K resistor. What do I do? Take it from another board. Gee, not like I've got a shortage of 3115s. Ever think of building fences? No thanks. It's just too much hard work for me. Simply, yeah, it's not for me, as they say. I'll do what I have to, and then that's it. Mind you, I've put in probably about 80 of those posts already. Yes, this motherboard does. Well, all of the 12 series like this have the RAM socket issue. We've had quite a few come in like that before. I'm trying to avoid, if I'm really lucky, having to take this board out. Because it looks surprisingly clean, this machine, given its age and everything. Come on. Come on. Well, people roasting me over my fences, they can go to hell. Comparatively cheap fence too, to make. And yeah, I've been doing them probably since about a long time. Nearly eight years now. Crap. I'd say my favourite Mac is still the 1466 3437 in terms of repairs. In terms of using the Mac, I like the 1502. I gotta see people roasting me over my fence. I really gotta see this. Nope. Remember then I thought I left the battery in like a moron. It's just one of those nights. Alright, seems the battery's flat. It's a fine start. Seriously, nothing? 18 volts, 5 amp. They're gonna have nothing coming up out of there. Oh, okay, let's try a different MagSafe. Okay, your original 2. We would like an original 1. What's this? I hope the resistor is a fixed applicator says to SM. Yeah, well, we got a boot. Anyway, let's just play it out as it comes, alright? Rather than assuming that it's not going to be... Okay, there we go. Just like bad contacts on that. Let's see, here we go. Okay, it's no good. Still nothing. Got a proper bong, so that rules out any RAM issues for the moment. Trying to see if it's energized or not. Definitely no backlight. So I do wonder what caused that part to be knocked clean off though. It doesn't just happen on its own. Battery is definitely not functional. Yeah, I saw the Mars launch. That thing went off like a rocket. Pun intended, I guess. But no, I mean, that thing really did have a rapid ascent. Okay, let's look around and see. So we've got a little bit of corrosion going on here. A little bit on the MagSafe. So look and see what voltage it's putting out for that backlight, and then we'll make an assessment based on what our voltage is. So I'm just going to test these two little caps down here, see what it tells us. It seems like everybody's been absent from repairs enough that everybody's jumping on the opportunity to be able to backseat repair with me. So calm down, folks. We'll get there. We'll get there. Voltage, volts. Very dirty. Okay, we may have a bit of a weird compound fault here. It's not firing up out the battery. There it goes. To 5 volts, nothing. So I tried for a split second to get 5 volts, and then nothing. Okay, disconnect that. We'll check the resistance to ground, diode mode. Let's see what it's like comparing connector in versus connector out. 0.54, that seems perfectly reasonable. If it was, quite low, then we'd suspect a shorted backlight. Okay. Interesting that it was 0.54 again. There's no damage to the connector. Fun, fun, fun. The Mars mission had a comms problem just after launch. Spacecraft was too close to Earth and deep space network receivers are overloaded. Huh. Great. That's what we need. Problems already with that project. I noticed that they'd launched about 10 milliseconds too soon. I'm kind of curious as to whether that's a bit of a harbinger of issues yet to come. Maybe they used metric seconds instead of normal seconds. But yeah, no backlight on screen, everything else okay. What I should have checked to see is if we could see anything at all on there. Actually, we still can do that. Let's see if we get a folder or some sort of activity. just disconnect the drive. That way it will force the folder up. At least you can check for things like the folder on these screens. It's a lot harder on the retinas. Maven, I use a Dymo printer, Dymo 450, not even the turbo one. Hey Tony W, did you check to see if the output to external? I haven't yet, haven't quite got to it, but they said it did work. So yeah, we've got a blinking folder here. I can see it when I lift it up, but yeah, blink, blink, blink. Okay. So CPU's alive, all that sort of stuff. We just don't have our backlight. So the panel must be active and responding, clearly. Yes, it's possible that the back of the screen can be faulty. That is quite possible. Being a 3115, being at the age that it is, it doesn't hurt to take these boards out and give them a proper inspection regardless. Because it is a fairly clean board overall, the machine is fairly clean, but there was a little bit of corrosion down here, so like I said, can't hurt to flip it over. Our backlight driver is right here, and it didn't seem to have any corrosion on it. But I'm going to flip it over, have a looky-loo, see if there's anything else that might be a bit problematic. And as I said, I'm still kind of curious as to how on earth we lost that resistor. That's not something that should be missing. Maven, I just realised that's a T5 and these are T6s, but oh well, it's doing the job. Just means I'm going to chew that driver out. T4, T8, T6, and then I've only got, what, 2 or 3 left. Hey Luke. I guess the easiest way to check the back panel for the backlight is to plug in another board entirely. A known working board. But, as I said, I want to have a visual inspection of the board regardless. It's kind of like when you go into the doctors and you're over 40 and they say, yeah, well, you say nothing's really wrong with you other than that little bit of a cough, but let's just give you a thorough inspection anyway. Now bend over. Interesting. Oddly, it seems dirtier on this side, which is different. Yeah. So this is why you got to take these things off, folks. I mean, look at this. Look at that. So if I fix it for one fault, send it back, yeah, there's probably a chance it's going to have some other issues next week. There's a good portion of corrosion around here. Alright, we'll brush that off. It's not mold, Yunimura. It's just corrosion, seaside type corrosion. Just salt in the air, and it eats away the copper portions or reacts with the copper to create copper oxide. And see, this one's actually kind of weird. Like that cap there, that's your 3v3 RTC line, RTC 3v3, and if that misbehaves, then a lot of things aren't going to work. It won't even boot for that matter. It may be alright, but yeah. And so we've got dramas up here, right next to the PCH. I'll plug this into another chassis and see if it comes up. I'm pretty sure I've got a 3115 chassis. Ah, Stephen K. Yeah, no good. Yeah, who the hell's talking about ZXW in here? Ma Doctor. Why are we talking ZXW in here? Don't you know that's my competitor? Sort of. Kind of. Not quite. Different market, but similar. Okay, I'm just looking for a 1278 screen. Should have one around here somewhere, I think. This would be good when I've got the proper workshop and I can just have slots for all these type of disassembled machines, and I can say, right, that's the 1278 screens that I need. Stuff like that. What are you? 2936. I can't remember if I can use the 2936 one on a 1278 up 3115. I think they are actually similar. 2122, 2936. I'm pretty sure they are dropping replacements, but I want to double check. Should learn to mark these damn things down. Damn it, Paul. Where's Pernov when I need him? Yeah, the compatible, we have trouble getting. Oh, wait, what? You have a little bit of trouble getting the. Right, connector issues. Okay, thanks. That's what I was worried about, Pernov. Thanks. See if I can find my 3115 screen then. What are you? You're 15-inch screen. You're no good to me. Where are you? Yep, 15-inch screen. Stubborn trackpad. Honestly, why don't I mark the boards? Wait, what? Oh, right. That's got damage on it. That's no good. Hey, Stephen Webb. Late night jobs for sure. Yeah, probably not a good idea me sticking that one in. That one's clearly already had a bad day. Ow. How can I fix glitches on my own phone? Success Plus. It depends what the glitches are. Visual glitches, touch glitches, reception glitches. So many possible glitches. Which glitch? Huh. You can have a label number on you? You're going to be lying. Oh, I can smell I've left a lithium pack in there somewhere. It's not good. Nick White, you mentioned your new workshop, similar for bank here. Basically, once I actually own the place, I can invest money into a new building for me to do my work in. This is probably not going to be compatible because I feel like you're a square. Yeah, you're definitely not it. You're a 2009 or something, I think. Ah, 3115, here we go. Finale. Okay. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of boxes, all stacked and crammed on top of each other. It's very inefficient. Let's see, here we go. Yeah, so we've got a green light. Michael, thank you. Coffee, yeah, that'd be nice. I think I had a coffee before I got started, but I can't remember now. Something just happened then. Saw the screen flick. Ah, shoot, I just disconnected the screen. That's not good. Okay, I'm going to have to try that again. I'm sorry, folks. Maybe it'd be more sensible to actually just drop it into the chassis rather than trying to freehold it. Doesn't matter if those things aren't connected right. We just want to see something come up on the display. Ouch. Hey Travis, welcome back. Hey, what the? Hey, what's going on here? This actually isn't even booted. This has got some strange issues going on. Yeah, I was saying before, it seems a little unpredictable on its startup. It's definitely true. It's showing green light, but not actually. The chipmunk says no, we're not alive. Chipmunk says we are not active. Oh, that's not going to work anyway. Okay, now we're active. That MagSafe could certainly still be a problem. Can't press and hold the power button, unfortunately, because the keyboard's not connected. I can try, just never will happen. I use the Brother P Touch to mark with the P Touch. It is blinking green. We still do not have a folder, so it is starting to look like it is indeed the circuit board that is at fault. I'm just turning on the lamp so that I can then... Yeah, I can see the folder blinking here, so it does indeed appear to be the main board at fault for the backlight issue. So there you go. So now, after that preliminary testing, our quest begins. Good to know I have that 3115 there. It doesn't need to be powered on manually, these ones. These will self-start. Okay, let's check the fuse. I know. It's unheard of, but let's check the fuse. Though I did see 5 volts, so that kind of eliminates that possibility. Pardon me. The only one thing about this multimeter is that diode and continuity is separate, which is convenient. But sometimes it'd be nice to have the choice of whether you want them merged or not. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. Now, that's what the cap's for. I think it's more Thunderbolt, that one, but on VO5 LDO, yeah, nothing super critical. And this stuff here is Thunderbolt, so it's not really playing into the game at this point. We do have to keep in mind we might be getting trolled. It is entirely possible that what if that test screen also was a bit dull. This is an interesting defect on that resistor there. It almost looks like I don't know, it looks like a gouge or an arc point or something. Oh no, it's just a piece of trash. Haha. Probably the easiest thing for me to do here is to have a look at the backlight components, and as in on the schematic, and then work back. So let's go all in. Yeah, the lower, there's a few there, but I'm just trying to now see what lead returns. And we are like I said, we've got 5 volts momentarily. I mean, it doesn't mean anything, but backlight enable and backlight PWM. I guess we'll stick it back into the circuit, into the chassis, and measure those. Some pretty damn gnarly stuff there. Actually, I might take that heatsink off. So I'm fairly sure once we fix one fault, we're going to be on the hunt for a few more, just simply because of the state of the board. Reflow area. Negatory. Oh, that came off awful easy. Hey Mark, thank you. Yeah, I think I might, ice cream might be the trick for the day. Give me the essential nutrients I need to recover from my intense labour. This one here, almost always, this is in such a terrible state. Almost always. You take the heatsink off and that one there is almost always a wreck. This here is not great either, but again, this shouldn't be causing any of what we're seeing. That's pretty bad. That there looks like something actually went kablam. That looks more serious. Yeah. See how, yeah, see that? That's a short circuit, and this is slightly puffy, so something actually did pop and die here. Yeah, this is nasty. Borderline about to die type stuff. But this, I would say, is probably going to be a culprit. This is... Oh, yeah, look at that. It just clean broke off there already. Let's see what that cap's for. And welcome to why you take these things off. Let's see, which one are you? You're the vertical between the two chunksters. That's a generic decoupling. That's on the CPU, PPV NSO CPU AMVP line. I'd say that could be the cause of our general instability. It's not going to be a backlight fault, but it could be causing our instability. But yeah, that's pretty damn nasty. It's going to be a bit of a trick to get that one off too. It's going to want some heat. Ah. I just realised I've got to put my fume extractor arm on. Where are you, fume extractor arm? That is a big piece of equipment that fits in under here. And I cannot see it anywhere in this room. It's here. It's not gone out. There it is. Yeah. So, big arm. ZX, if you live on the coastal areas, it's pretty damn easy to have that happen. Real easy. Happens a lot to cars too. Hey, Vladimir, what do you use? Your lungs? Sorry, that was probably a inappropriately unfunny joke. Lungs make great filters. The trouble is, it's a bit of a pain getting replacements. I'd love to know why that did what it did. I guess it could have just internally shorted. It's quite difficult to get the parts off this area. There we go. Robert, it's just a big extractor I made. It's a 8-inch impeller. It'll do around about 1,000 cubic meters an hour, I think it is. It's a nice piece of gear. Can get a little bit noisy sometimes, but it's worth it. And I really should not be using a micro pencil right here. That sort of thing requires a traditional chisel tip. Gouge the living daylights out of the board. Cap to the right. Yeah, the cap to the right's not much chop either. Just trying to attack one thing at a time. Yeah, lots of thermal vias for sure. Yeah, I'd say that would have part to do with the instability of the system, but I can't blame it really for the backlight at this point. But my goodness, there's just so much trash here. I mean, like this here, I'm very much inclined to replace. I'm worried about melting the hell out of that. But yeah, that's a critical cap. Just seeing if any of these corroded over test points have actually broken through. Because a lot of that will get cleaned up in the ultrasonic anyway. It won't be perfect, but it'll be enough. So this is what hot air does to these stupid caps. I can't stand these caps. So far as surface mount parts go, I rate these as pretty much the worst. There's been a lot of electrolytic action going on here. Electrolysis action, rather. Well, I'd say we put it back in the chassis, see if we are at least getting a backlight enable, and if we are, then have a look at backlight PWM and evaluate based on that. It's green because of the copper. So what happens is the corrosion, it just creates copper oxide. Not sure if that's copper oxide 2 or 3. I think it's copper oxide 2. I'm sure there's a chemist amongst us that knows better. Hey David. Martis, copper sulfate. No, copper sulfate would be. It's got a different sort of color. This is definitely copper oxide type stuff. I used to have way too much copper sulfate as a kid, just to play with it. Hey, Torio. Matthias, when it's no longer repairable, usually if you give it a couple of hours and you still haven't fixed it, that's when you deem it non-repairable. Or if you find the CPU or PCH or something like that is faulty, then yeah, that's non-repairable. I mean, technically you can repair it, but given the cost of replacement boards, it's not worth it. In the sense of it's cheaper just to get a replacement board rather than trying to fix it. Dip PCB in acid. Well, I'll put it in some killed hydrochloric acid. How's that sound? Plumber's flux. I'm sure they'll fix it right up. Trap the dam. I'm only going to plug these down to stop them flapping around, not because I actually want anything to happen. I'm not going to do the hard drive there. Ferric chloride bath. Everybody's getting extreme now, eh? extreme repairs. Okay. Okay, so backlight navel is going to be this one here, the second one there, and could also be an I2C control line issue, but then yeah. Well, anyway, we'll have a look at that later. And I'm just looking for the backlight. PWM is A4. Okay, PWM is these two down here. Yeah. There. So we've got that one and those two. Okay, well, we're definitely getting we're getting CPU activity, but we're not getting any PWM. Enable, which is actually that test point there. Nothing. Kind of makes me tempted to short out or activate it, but it's probably not a good idea. Interesting. It looks like backlight power enable is driven by what? PP bus switch LCD backlight power. Okay, shows how out of sync I am with these things. Zero. Close to zero. Second one in the upright. Okay, weird. We got, sorry you can't see, but 1.3 volts on that line. So we're getting 1.3 volts on this LCD backlight power, which is a little bizarre. bastard. Gotta be on the other side now. That's no good. Hey, solder. Okay, so we're only getting 1.3 volts on this side of the MOSFET. That's a little weird. Turned on or something's faulty. Oh, there's a fuse there. Wait, yeah, we knew about that. Shoot. Let me just plug that back in and measure the voltage at the fuse. Wow, this MagSafe is really bad. Mic breaking up a bit. Could be my own voice, you know. I'm surprised with the mic unless it's a bad connection, but anyway. Okay, 12.5. 12.5. Sounds or audio. What is it? Sounds EA radio? Sounds to radio? Who knows? I'm not sure why you got suggested this, but welcome anyway. So we're just trying to fix a MacBook Pro. Let's see if I can get a gate voltage reading here. Unfortunately, I can't get a gate voltage reading because it's on the other side of the board. So I'd have to take it out. That's fun and games. Looks like we're going to have to take it out. Hey, Anzar, Fortek, Abdullah, James Finnegan. Hey, James Finnegan. I just realised I haven't seen you around for a long time. Could do with a screen tester extension lead on this. So it's getting a limited output voltage like that is a little peculiar. So we'll have a look down at that, at this, what is it, Q9706, which pretty much comes straight after the CPU. Not the CPU, damn it, fuse. Brain working not tonight. Much failure of big brain. Okay, you're an SOT. Okay, so it's this chip here. It's got a little bit of corrosion around it. I wouldn't necessarily call that sufficiently suspect, but no, you just don't know. Yeah, this is going to be fun. SMC lid could be another one, but then it shouldn't be. Actually, no, that wouldn't be the case because we are getting the blinking folder. If SMC lid was the fault, we would not have a blinking folder. But it was good of you to think of that. So I'll lock this connector in because these, when I turn it over, it's going to want to drift out, which of course will give me dubious results, which is not what we want. Hey, Crazy J. Yeah, it's alright. Let's put our chipmunk in, make sure the chipmunk chatters to us what's going on. Come on. See how... Yeah, it just went then. You are one bag mad safe. I am not speaking properly tonight. The MagSafe's green and it's not self-powering up, so we still have other issues on this board too. You're not even coming up now? Yeah, there we go. Definitely something else at play there. At least we've got an opportunity now to test that voltage. What am I looking for? Pin 4. Okay, 12 on pin 4. Pin 3 is our gate drive, which is this up here. 1195. This is a P channel, so it actually needs to drop quite a bit further. Okay, LCD backlight enable is this little DV decker here. Okay, so we do have backlight enable. Backlight platform reset, whatever, is this one here. And that's an A. Okay, so both, I'll just do this with the all-in as well. So both these lines are active. So this should be being pulled down, which will then pull the gate down, which will then allow the MOSFET to open. So the fact that we've got almost the same voltage as the drain voltage means that this is not opening properly. So it could be either of these a dud, or, well, we just don't know. Let's see what, so we've got 12. I'll just measure. I am really incapable of speaking properly this evening. Okay, so I measure 1 and 6 and 6. Oops. So 1, 6. What voltage have I got there? Okay, 241 millivolts. And 3 and 4 on this. So what voltage drop is happening there? Shoot. Okay. So voltage drop will go across there. Okay, so we've got a full voltage. What the heck's going on then? Oh, I measured the wrong thing, I think. 9707. Oh, this is the same thing. Whoops, my bad. My bad. 3416 34. Okay, so we did measure. We should have basically almost no drop, millivolts of drop between these two pins. Yeah, I'm getting pretty hot here at the moment with the CPU. Damn it. Yeah, 230 millivolts is pretty good, and so that's okay. That's normal. Um, it's possible this is shorted, maybe. Now that I think about it, yeah, we should not have a big 147, so 1/3, so 12. Should have 4 volts across there and 8 volts across there. But instead, we have got. What's going on? This thing's all over the place. Okay, 12 volts across that, and probably diddly squat across this. I gotta turn off auto ranging on this, it's a pain. Anyway, turn that off. We basically have a problem somewhere in here. Hey, Superviral, interesting name. Sounds like it could be. What's going on? I got a magnet on this somewhere. Just disconnecting the cable. I was trying to think. Okay, now the only way I should be getting full voltage across there is if there's a short somewhere up here. Now the resistor is unlikely to be the short. The capacitor could be the short, or the MOSFET could be the short. So basically, it could be that cap, or that MOSFET. It would be the likely either of those two. Robert, it's actually not that hard, really. It's a lot easier than many other types of laptops, I'll tell you that much. Now, unfortunately, as we use hot air on this poor little bastard's going to melt away. There's not a lot we can do about saving that, I'm afraid. It's just the way it is. For whatever reason, it was decided that they would not get proper, well, yeah. They have to take the suffering of everyone else. Come on, get this. This. I want to get rid of this foam because when it melts, it's disgusting. Come on. I can always replace it. Crazy J, I said the voltage drop was not enough because I meant relative to the drain and the gate. And that's because, like I said, that should. Let's actually check the resistance of that. $198 ohms, and that is supposed to. Okay, you can't see it. Crap. Overhead. microscope. Okay. See this resistor here? That's supposed to be 301k. And we're getting 198 ohms, so we've got a problem there. Like I said, it could be the MOSFET, or it could be the cap. I guess we can knock the cap off and have a look, shall we? And the whole thing really probably should just be replaced. I think I'm just going to have to accept that I need to use hot air on this and deal with the fact that that poor inductor is going to just suffer and die. Welcome back, Luke. We can try and protect it, but you rarely can. It's just inevitable. As long as we don't damage the PCH, I'll be happy. Alright, so it wasn't the cap. And most likely not the resistor, so it's probably the MOSFET. Just going to put down some leaded solder, pickle those connections so that they are quicker to let go. I gotta say, that coil's hanging in there. Is that a burn mark down in the middle there? Would help if I stop knocking the... That looks like a burn mark there. That's not going to be good news for us, if it is. Alright, we do have our proper resistance now, so the MOSFET was at fault, and yep, that's a hole in the board. Look at the underside. Feels like a hole in the board. Or is it a veer? Please be a veer. Okay, we're lucky. It's a veer. Genuinely felt like a hole. Well, I guess it is. Okay, so we probably had dead MOSFET. But it certainly had that look about it. Clean up that corrosion bit of spot there. Okay, that's good. So I'll put a new MOSFET and a new cap down, and here's hoping it goes okay. That said, it's got to get through the ultrasonic first, but at least we might be able to get the backlight back. Unfortunately, what happens a lot on these boards is that you manage to get one aspect back, only to find when you put it through the ultrasonic that you've lost other aspects. Oops, someone's messaging me. Why are you messaging me? Why are you sending me stuff? Yes, marvelous. People bypassing standard procedure of communications with me in an attempt to get my response faster usually results in them being ignored. What the heck? That still hasn't let go. What is that? Super MOSFET? Everything else was blowing away, but it was sticking around. We'll do this, use the soldering iron. Though we will change our tip. We'll switch back over to... I'll see if the blade, the micro pencil, can do it. Hey, Stockholm's. Greg, is it midnight? Shoot, it really is. Sort of lacking enough heat here, but might give it some assistive. Those legs are connected, but I'll just give it some assistive so I can make it a bit prettier. If you're wondering, this is only 250 centigrade, so it's not a lot of assistive heat, but it can be enough. I think I'm going to have to leave these be. Fortunately, they're connected. My doctor, it's this is a Hako FX 951. Pretty much the standard that everyone's using. And it's a good soldering iron. I mean, you can obviously jump up the market a bit, get things like JVC, and well, that's pretty much all you got left up top. Let's check the resistance now before we put that cap back on. make sure we're still holding about 301. Yeah, so now we're back where we should be, like 300k, so that's good. Yummy steak, I didn't remove any resistor. I only removed a cap. So you've been kind of fretting about the wrong thing altogether. No, JBC. There, yummy steak. All we did before was we removed this resistor here. Not resistor, this capacitor here, which is the one between the drain and the gate. This below here is the 301. And we left that there because we didn't suspect that. Because it's fairly unusual for a resistor to go short from a couple of 100k. Is going to need some assistive as well. Not 460 assistive though, that's just a little bit pushing it. God damn it. Never easy, are you? Never easy. Alright, hopefully we've now got backlight. What's fun in all this is that the amount of soldering that we've done is sufficiently minimal that we possibly could have cleaned that up without having to use an ultrasonic clean. But because the board has all that other corrosion on it, then I think it's probably a good thing to put it through the ultrasonic and see if it still behave afterwards. It may well be a case in this particular instance that after I've ultrasonicked it, I may have to do more work on the board and then ultrasonic it again, which I'm not a great big fan of, but sometimes you just got to do that stuff. We are still fighting with the intermittent nature of the startup on this machine. Now, I don't know whether it's just a bad MagSafe or whether it's because of all that trash corrosion that we can see everywhere else, including, of course, that capacitor that we knocked off. Mind you, it wasn't a critical situation, but you know, it is something that is obviously not quite right. Let's put a fan in for good measure this time. I may actually have my MRI here, so let's drop the MRI in and see if it even gives us a display. No, not SysRescue, MRI. The MRI USB stick also has the advantage of the fact that it holds the board in for me while I do this. Definitely fighting with this MagSafe. It's like, who's a dirty MagSafe? You are. Seriously. Give it a rub down with some alcohol, see if it behaves a little better. Come on, man. You are annoying little me. I'm gonna try with DC power supply. Hey, there we go. Hey, we got a backlight. Now let's see if we actually get an MRI response. Well, at least we know it fires, and there we go. Success. That was probably the most actual testing using a schematic and multimeter and things like that I've done in a while. Actually digging around trying to find out where I should be looking for the fault. I'm ashamed of myself. I should have just walked in and replaced things. I gotta admit, I'm not entirely sure why that MOSFET would have shorted like that on the gate to drain. Maybe one of the internal Shockley body diodes decided to just short through. Who knows? The MRI, if you Google around, you'll probably find it. I'm not able to assist in terms of that. But yeah, if you look for Mac Resource Inspector, check with the Rossmann Discord perhaps, ask around in there. Someone might be able to give you a link to it. I don't have one. Okay, obviously hard drive's not there because we did disconnect it. But yeah, we're up and alive. That was the main fault. But like I said, with job's not really finished, I've got to work out why it's been really difficult with the MagSafe, whether it is actually the MagSafe at fault or whether it's something else. And we'll just shut this down. And of course the board has to endure the ultrasonic tomorrow and see if it actually survives that. Okay. Oh, it's okay, Crazy Joe. Come on, we can't all be perfect every day. But I'm happy that at least we've got the primary fault under control. Let's see, what job's this one? What's my sticker say? 175. Let's throw the fan around. Just got to make sure I update the database now while I still think about. Oops, that was a mistake. Okay. What? Oh, 175. Add a note. Faulty Q9706. Faulty Q7906. Board is generally suffering surface corrosion. We'll need USCing and subsequent testing. What was that cap that I had to replace on the other side now that I think about it? That was C7517. C7517 cracked, removed, not yet replaced. Submit. MRI can be net booted with AST 1.5. I don't even know what AST, Apple what? Apple something something? Alright. Alright, that's it. Well, I'm done. I'm gonna go get some ice cream and try and get some more sleep. I've got to try and get that fencing done tomorrow. Yeah, if I don't get the fencing done, I'll probably likely get kicked by certain people of the household, and I don't want to be kicked by my wife because she knows where to kick to make it hurt. So, with that, I'm out of here. Thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it. And of course, as always, like and subscribe. Subscribing is always good. Make sure you click the bell so that you get notified, because YouTube is terrible for that otherwise. And for the foreseeable future, this is primarily how the videos are going to be, just live streams. I do not have the time or the equipment to do proper editing. So until such time, live streams it is. So make sure you drop in and join in and try and mislead me on how to fix these boards as I do them. Alright, I'm out of here. You all take care. I'll catch you next time.